All right, we were so happy we got to work with Moki for the week. We're bummed that he didn't get to have his leaving lesson, but we totally get it. Life is crazy. So we just wanted to go over the leaving lesson, all the things we would have covered for you in the leaving lesson. I know there are tons of videos already on YouTube, and they will all stay there, but this is just kind of a quick little recap over everything we've gone over. So with training, there is 4 parts of the training: free play, training walk, bed, reflect. Free play is a time when Moki gets to get his wiggles out. When he gets to either be like on a long leash, you talked about you had a long leash you can tie up, he can get his wiggles out that way. You could have like a little zip line from like tree to tree with like a runner and then tied to a leash, and he could run and play that way. If you have one of those play yards, just like a circle or a square play yard where you put outside and he could play in there, that's totally fine, any of those. He does prefer to use the bathroom during free play. He can use the bathroom when we're on the walk, but he really prefers to do it during free play. Speaking of bathrooms, we had no issues. He did awesome. He'd never pottied in the house. He would come in at 7 p.m. and go out at 7 a.m., but he held it all through the evening. So he can hold his potty. He did great with being inside and being in the reflection space, again, holding the urge to use the bathroom until he was at the appropriate place, which was outside. So you have your free play. After your free play, you have your training walk. This is where you saw all the videos where we want to have our hand by our side. We want to have it slightly behind us, so like in this right here. I don't want the dog to be in front of me like this, or he can't tell if he's 2 feet in front of me or 10 feet in front of me. I need him to learn how to see me out of the corner of his eye and just stay right beside me. That way, as he gets older and older, eventually we can work to just being off leash or having that loose leash just around the neck instead of around the nose. But he'll never get there if he can't learn to pay attention to me. So we're going on that loose leash walk. We are using our tools to make sure that the leash is loose. So anytime there's pressure on the leash, you're going to do a flick, which is just where we would flick the leash like this to get his attention, to get the pressure off the leash. A flick. You could do a roll back, which is where you're walking forward. You just start walking backwards. The dog turns around and walks backwards. As soon as they're turned around walking backwards, you're going to walk forward, and they'll turn around again and go forward. So you have the flick, you have the roll back, you have the direction change, and that's just where I'm walking in one direction and I literally turn around and walk a different direction. I have the zigzags, which is just where I zig and I zag while I'm walking. I usually couple all of these with the flick, so he's still walking beside me, but then he's not walking here or there, he's not walking anywhere, right? We're just kind of all over the place, and he has to really watch us in order to know where we're going. So we have the flick, the roll back, the zigzag, the direction change, and then we have the reset or the sit. This one's super important. We do this one all the time anyways, not just when he's creating pressure on the leash, but it's another one of those great tools. And that's where we just lift up very so slightly, the weight of an apple, until he puts his bum down. As soon as that bum goes down, the pressure goes down. So you want to make sure that he can sit there for 20 seconds or 20 minutes. You want to be able to check your mail or talk to your neighbor or eat at a restaurant or whatever that is. You want to be able to do anything, and he just needs to be able to sit there and be calm, cool, and collected. And if you don't practice it during your walks, he's not going to be able to do it other times. So the 2 main parts of this training is the walk and the bed. Without doing both of those, he's not going to be able to function very well, right? If I had to hop around on 1 foot, I'm not going to get as far very fast, right? But if I can use both my legs of training, I'm going to get a lot farther along, right? So we had our free play, our training walk. Now we're onto our bed. Our bed is where we use the raised cot. You could work on having them sit on a place like a rug. It's just going to be a lot harder on you. You really want that raised cot because it defines that space. It's a dramatic step from being good to being naughty. In the videos, you saw him kind of like teeter over the edge or like look over, but it was a big step to being naughty. If you have a flat space, it's really, really hard to help them understand without feeling like a failure, because you'll be correcting way more then. So when they're on their bed, they're on the bed in a calm position. That means their bum has to be down in a sit or a down. But we never say those words. We use that distance pressure like you saw in all the videos, where you go up, you apply the pressure. As soon as they put their bum down, you release that pressure and walk away. Free play, training walk, bed, reflect. Reflection is a crate, a kennel, a smaller fenced-in area, a smaller bathroom, a laundry room, a mud room, someplace that's a smaller confined space. Especially where he's learning to not use the bathroom in your home, the smaller the better. He's gonna get his wiggles out during free play, and he's gonna get a lot of exercise during his training walks. So reflection isn't necessarily a spot where he can get more wiggles out. It's just a spot where he can chill and reflect, where you can leave the home because you can't trust him to be on the bed yet. When he is in the home, he is always on a leash, on the bed, or in a reflection space. He does not wander the home. He doesn't get to get on the sofa. He doesn't get to be on the couch. Right now, it is all training. We are training 24/7. If you are with Moki, you are training him. That means no more jumping on you, no more picking him up. If you saw the videos, we did use the word shh off if he did jump on someone, but he was doing so good about not jumping on anyone. Though he will be able to read you. If you let him jump on you and you pet on him while he's jumping on you, you're teaching him at Jennifer's house, you can't jump on anyone, but at my house, you can jump on everyone. So if you don't want him to jump, you cannot allow that behavior. That's where the bed is so nice and convenient. You'll help him stay on that fixed space so he's not tempted to jump on you. Once he's getting really good with the bed and the leash, then you can start to give him more temptation because he's ready and he's able to earn more responsibility and he's able to withstand it. Right now he's a puppy. He's not able to be in a 3,000 square foot home and control himself. He's just a baby. We have to let him earn those rights and those privileges, and then we can trust him with them. Really, we're just setting him up for failure if we don't do those things. So you have your free play, training walk, bed, reflect. You want to do those at least 3 times a day. That means you're going to do them in those order. Free play, training walk, bed, reflect. Free play, training walk, bed, reflect. Free play, training walk, bed, reflect. Moki is a puppy. Though he's a little dog, and as he matures, he won't need as much exercise and he can just kind of play in the home. He does need exercise. You can come to play days at Rough Life. You can go for walks. You can use your free play area outside, however you want that to look. But he has to get that exercise. He has to go on those training walks. It took us a good 2 days to get him to actually walk on the leash and not try to just jump on us because he wanted to be carried everywhere. He has to learn to walk on his own. He was doing phenomenal. He can do the free play, training walk, bed, reflect. He did awesome playing with others. He did really good on the leash. He was starting to autocorrect. He was doing phenomenal on the bed. We were getting more and more better with the kids running and the Congo lines, and you saw all the crazy that they were doing. And he is stellar in the reflection space. So he is able to do all of those. The important thing and most important thing is that you're able to follow through with those. Don't let him get away with anything, or he knows how far to push, and you're just creating a more stubborn dog. We as owners have to be more persistent than our dogs are stubborn, and Moki is very stubborn. So if you give in at all, he's only going to increase his ability to be more and more stubborn and make it harder and harder for you to be able to withstand that and continue to be persistent. Any other thoughts, Scott?
Show him what the distance correct looks like.
So distance correction we saw in the videos. We just want to go over that again. Remember, you're just going to go up and apply pressure with your body, just like we did on all the videos. To start him on the bed, you're just going to place him on the bed and you're just going to walk C shapes around him. Here, you can show me walking C shapes. So let's pretend I just put Bubbles on his bed for the first time. I put him on the bed and then I just walk C shapes around the bed. If you remember, it's the video of Scott in the office. That's where we did this with Moki for the first time. And my C shapes just get bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually I'm just across the room doing the dishes or doing whatever. And if he were to stand up, I'd walk over and apply distance pressure, right, face to face. I'd actually stay with Bubbles' face, wherever his face was going. And then as soon as his bum went down, I would relieve that pressure. You would not pet him, even though I just pet Bubbles. The only reason I pet Bubbles is because he was not in trouble, and I was getting onto him, so I didn't want him to think that he was in trouble. Moki did great. He bathroom trained, didn't jump on the children, still has a lot of bed work to go on and leash work to go on, but he did phenomenal. I know he can do it for y'all. Please let me know if you have any questions.